Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone can see us. Good morning, good evening, depending upon where you're joining us from. My name is Hema Goyal, and I'm the head of student recruitment for postgraduate programs, Southeast Asia. I'm positioned here in Singapore at our beautiful heritage campus, which is surrounded by lush greenery and yet is in the heart of town. SPJ School of Global Management, just very briefly, because many of you have already heard about it, but we are a top 12 ranked by Forbes Business School, Australian business school, which is well known for pioneering our Tri-City programs across our campuses in Dubai, Sydney, and Singapore, as well as Mumbai. We have two very well sought after postgraduate programs, namely the Global MBA program or GMBA and the Master of Global Business program or the MGB. These two programs are primarily differentiated according to the level of career path that our candidates are in. So very briefly, our Global MBA program, it's a 12-month program. It's targeted at mid-career professionals with over 3 years of full-time work experience. So this set of candidates is really looking at deepening their set of skills in an international setting. And the 12 months of program are conducted over 3 terms, each term being 4 months and being conducted 4 months in Singapore, 4 months in Sydney, and 4 months in Dubai. It's at the end of the program or once you've graduated, you get a TEXA Australian degree, which is accredited by TEXA authority as well as recognized all over the world. Our second program, our Master of Global Business program, which is MGB, is a 16-month program. It's targeted at young professionals with less than 3 years of full-time work experience and includes fresh graduates. So of the 16 months, the 12 months are an academic delivery, which is similar to the format of GMBA, which means 4 months in Singapore, 4 months in Sydney, and 4 months in Dubai. The final 4 months of the MGB or the Master of Global Business program is a compulsory internship, which is organized by our corporate relations team, who has a network across all countries and all locations. Today, I particularly want to thank our alumni who are here with us. They've given up their precious time over a weekend to candidly, and I must emphasize candidly, tell us about their experiences at SPJ School of Global Management. Just an introduction by name, and I'll go ladies first. We have Miss Mai, who is from Vietnam, currently working in Singapore, joined us for the Master of Global Business intake in 2018. We have Bayu, Mr. Bayu Wisnu Aji, who is from Indonesia, and he joined us for our Global MBA program in 2018. And last but not the least, we've got Bruce, Mr. Bruce here with us. He is from Philippines, now working in Dubai, and who joined us for our Master of Global Business intake in 2017. So very much between 2017, 2018, they've recently graduated, so it's very fresh experiences which they have from SPGen. And with this, I'm just going to start with a request to each one of them to briefly introduce themselves, what they were doing before the program, and what they're doing now. And maybe Mai, we can start with you.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for this opportunity. So hello, everyone. My name is Mai. I come from Vietnam. I graduated from SPJ in January 2020. My specialization in SPJ is about global logistics and supply chain management. And now I'm working as a procurement analyst at Luxottica in Singapore.
Yeah, thanks, Mai. Bayu, Bruce, who would like to go first? I was going to go alphabetical. Both of you begin with B. Should we take the second one, Bayu, or Bruce, you want to go first?
Okay, thank you, Hema. So, hi everyone. My name is Bayu Wisnu Aji. You just can call me Bayu. I'm from Indonesia. I'm a GMBA student. Pardon, Hema. It was 2019, not 2018.
My apologies.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm working as a business development senior manager at Maxpower Group. It's power generation company, small to medium size in Indonesia and Southeast Asia. So that's it
Fantastic.
from.
Bruce, a little bit about yourself, maybe? You're on mute. If you could just unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. I'm Bruce. I'm from the 2017 batch of MGB. And prior to SPJ, I was actually in a totally different career path. Um, in college, I took a bachelor's degree in sports science. Initially took it as a pre-med, and then my plans changed. So I worked in the fitness industry after my graduation for a couple of years. And then I wanted to change my career path again. So I was looking for opportunities to do a master's actually related to sports science. And then as I was doing my research, I came across SPJ and saw how interesting it was. So I considered it and applied it and took it and ended up doing MBA in marketing. I did marketing, but now I'm working as an HR in the logistics industry. So it was quite an interesting experience, but somehow it worked out well for me, and I really like what I'm doing right now. And I'm located in Dubai. Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, fantastic. It's lovely to be able to understand all the business functions and to be able to kind of just be able to, move comfortably from one to the other. We've got ABD here with us who says that, hi, I want to know I am a fresher. That means a fresh graduate. Should I do MGB or GMBA? ABD, MGB Master of Global Business Program is the one which is suited for our young professionals and fresh graduates. So definitely you should be considering a Master of Global Business Program. And I'd be happy to share more details. I'm sure we'll be sharing some experiences also along the way. So great, Bruce. I'm really. I mean, it's interesting to note your career path. It always amazes me. I hope others also can follow on that. Maybe, Bayu, you worked for 8 years, 9 years in the energy sector. Obviously, you had also graduated from a premier institute, ITB. Is it called ITB, Bandung Institute of Technology? What made you choose to go into a line like MBA after engineering?
Okay, so yeah, my undergraduate background is chemical engineering. So it's very chemical engineering, and most of my work are related to oil and gas industry. So during my first, after I graduate, I joined EPC contractor. It's engineering, procurement, and construction contractor for oil and gas sector. I was working as a process engineer, which is very technical, designing the plant or oil and gas platform from uh, to 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 treat the crude oil or gas into the uh, sellable gas or oil.
Mhm.
So it's very technical. But after like almost 4 years, I've done several projects from small size into the LNG, which is the most huge, the most major project in Indonesia. So I feel like it's gonna be just a repeat because what I experience is only data, gather from data, creating something from data, and I interested to enter the management. So after almost 4 years, I moved. I still in the same company. Moved to other department, which is we call tendering department. It is like collecting the documents to join the tender. But actually, what I did is not only the documents, but how to create the documents is we need to create a project team. So I manage people, but not only manage people. I also manage about the legal contract, about the financing of the project. So that's what makes me interested. Even though I have no background at all in finance or even in legal, I learn from the job. And I found that it is very interesting to enter in the business side rather than more in the technical side.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You can
So
you can look at it from a helicopter view. You could see it from all angles.
yes, yes, that's more makes me more interested rather than focusing on the technical side. And then and after next 3 years, so it's about 7 years in the same company. Actually, there was a change in oil situation, oil price. The oil price shut down in 2014, right? And 2016, 15, and 16, there's quite major change in the industry. So I moved to other industry, but still related to oil and gas, which is electricity. Why is related? Because my company using gas and oil to produce electricity.
Luckily, no
So it's
fracking.
just shifting. And then I joined also in the business development team. When I joined, actually the company was not in a good shape. I was assigned to do to restructure the contract, including financing contract uh, for several projects that not went well at the time.
Mhm, mhm.
And I have no idea at all, but there was an advisor from one of multinational company advised me to do how to do this job, and then it makes me interested to join MBA to learn more about the business side, about how we do the restructuring contract, even starting the contract until the contract is finished from the business point of view, of course, and also uh, the how to do the restructuring in a, because in the restructuring contract there are several ways. There's no a fixed way. It depends
Mhm.
on the problem itself.
Oh,
So it
yes.
makes me interested to join MBA, to get the MBA, so I can get another view, another perspective, and also the deeper knowledge about that. Not only
Yeah.
based on experience, but I need the theory to support it.
No, I'm very it's interesting to note that it was an extremely well thought out process, and that you were very sure you were wanted to do an MBA. You were, of course, an excellent student of ours. We all have heard about your brilliance, so I'm glad you chose that. And Mai, before we ask you about what were your key tipping points to doing an MBA, we have a question from Tran, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, and excuse me if I'm not. I have an experienced background in HR. Is it possible for me to apply for finance major and get scholarship? Tran, we would have to see your CV. If you're looking at the Master of Global Business program, because you do learn it in more basic, you start with a more basic knowledge, there are chances of moving from one specialization to the other, except that finance obviously comes with, it is a 1 year course. We do need a very strong background in finance if you've done it at your college level or an understanding of it, which our faculty would be very happy to advise you. But we would need to look at your CV. At the global MBA level, we do most of our finance, the students are come from a very hardcore finance background, and we would want you to fit into the classroom whereby your chosen specialization is going to materialize into your aspirational career. So we will have to be able to look at your CV and then advise you. So please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm going to maybe share later my email ID with you, but would be very, very happy to speak to you regarding it. So, Mai, what was
Yes.
what did you take into consideration before going for an MBA? Was it a friend who had already done the program, or was it something that you were very sure that after a certain point in time you want to do an MBA?
Uh, okay, so for me, I was graduated from a University of Economics in my country, and then after that, I have do internship in PwC Vietnam just for 4 months. And my internship was about legal tax and legal services intern. So after I've done all of my bachelor degree and my internship in a also very good company in Vietnam, I feel that it's a good time for me to go ahead. I should have advanced and further education in foreign countries, and I should have time to learn more, explore more around the world. So at that time, I decided to pursue MBA to learn more and go more deeply about the supply chain industry. Basically, my background is about finance and banking, and I'm doing intern for tax and legal services. So I think that do follow a different sector industry is also challenging for me, but at the end I think it's benefits for me because I can combine from various background from finance and supply chain together. It support a lot in my current position now, so I think it's a good choice for me. Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I know a lot of our students actually do come with an international aspiration, as must all of you have done the same thing. And going and studying in the three different cities, so I get this question sometimes, like, why do I need to travel? I can travel after I've done my program and go and sit in three different cities when I can do the same program. And that's where we try and tell them that a lot that happens is really in the industry level when you're working hands-on. So I'm sure that experience of yours, that we'll come to it, and I'm sure that will be very beneficial as to how did you really gain from the Tri-City experience rather than just traveling and buying tickets and making your visas, so beyond that. But before that,
Yes.
maybe if I can, that's another question which I get, and perhaps you guys can also throw some light into it, is that why should I choose SPGen? So what is it about you guys that made you choose SPGen as something, as an institute you wanted to pursue your MBA with, uh, vis-a-vis the others? And perhaps should we go in the same order, or anybody who wants to take up the question first?
It's okay. I can share first. I'm
Okay.
interested in this question. So,
Okay.
the before going to choose MBA, so I have my own criteria already, and I have to choose which school have to meet and satisfy all my criteria. So the first one, it should be have multinational cultural exposure, and I feel that SPGen offer me this criteria and meet my criteria by have a tri-city model country, which I can have chance to live and study 4 months in Dubai, Sydney, and Singapore. So that is very a good chance for me to explore more about the different cultures. The second is SPGen also have various offers to choose the deep inside the specialization. So they have e-business, they have a marketing, they have finance, and even supply chain. So in each course, they also have very interesting the lectures, which I'm really interested about that. And the last thing is about the finance. I think everyone concerned about this. So SPGen offered me very, it's within my budget. So that's why I decided to follow SPGen, and I think it's a good decision too now. Yeah.
Oh, that's a very clear thought process. And I'm glad. It's good when students have a clear thought process like yours, then it's definitely a breeze to go through admissions. That's what I feel.
Yes.
Bruce, what was your criteria? Did you have your parameters set out?
Um, Mine wasn't as clear as my. For me, during that time of my life, I was just in a comfort zone. I was comfortable at what I was doing, and I wanted change. I wanted some challenge. I wanted to something different. I knew from the start I'm only gonna be doing what I was doing for 2 years at the most, and then after that I was gonna try something else. But I did want to try something related to sports science afterwards. Um, but I was reading a lot of books as well during that time, and I got into business books. So, and then when I came across the different universities, and as I was doing my research, I did say I came across SP and honestly, the first thing that got me was the Tri-City
I agree.
program. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's a very interesting offer, and on top of that, they offer scholarships as well. I look at some other programs, and not a lot offer scholarships. I think you're gonna discuss about that later, but it's definitely the Tri-City exposure and the scholarship that got me into this. And I also checked it out, and they offer very good programs, and they have very good rankings globally. So that's one of the criteria that I look at. It is its global ranking, and it has very good rank around the world. So I guess it would be those three:
Fantastic.
the exposure globally, the ranking, and the scholarship rate.
No, and it's wonderful to have that diversity which you bring. You're talking about being in the sports background, sports science, looking at that, and then doing an MBA. Who knows? You may be owning a soccer team at one point in time or helping somebody own it. So there is just so much that kind of weaves through this knowledge that weaves through different possibilities, and management is great. Bayu, so you did mention to us that obviously you had spoken to many people and you were definitely sure that you wanted to do an MBA. You did not want to do the data which the engineering brought you with, the huge amounts, which I'm sure will help. But why did you choose SPJ?
Okay. So first, to be honest, SPJ first come out to the picture through Instagram. It's just popped
Mm,
up in the when I scroll the
it
Instagram
must have read
story.
your mind. Predictive analytics.
Yes. Even though I haven't looking at that time specific for MBA. I'm just looking for, I think it's time for me to take master degree, not specific MBA. And then the first MBA that pops out, it's SPJ. And then I just click apply. Okay, let me see how's the admission process, how's everything, and how's the program itself.
Mhm.
Okay, so after that, I'm also looking for other MBA programs. And before I got into detail, the oh, I forgot, the counselor from the SPJ called me and have a discussion with me, and I found that the first thing that is make me interesting is about the Tri-City program,
Mm.
because it is good for having experience in different program in different countries. Sorry, even when I work in Paris and in Milan, both are in Europe, but they have different culture that we cannot describe, but you have to experience it, right? So
Correct.
that's the
Absolutely.
thing that I think this is the most selling point of this program.
Mhm.
And then the second one, of course, the scholarship. We discuss later. And the third one is about the admission process. It's not that difficult compared to other other MBA program. So I
Uh-huh.
found that this admission, it's, I think I can fit to this criteria, and why not, if I try and indeed I get in with easy admission, simple admission process.
Yeah. No, it'll be music to many people's ears that it's, so I think that's really personal, whether it is difficult or not difficult. So, but I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that for you it was a sail through, and it is
Yes.
delightful. Sometimes, there is certain things which help more than the others, but more than anything else, maybe it was explained to you also very clearly so that you could prepare in advance. So here's a little thing about our admission process for those of you who are watching us. We After our application, we have an internal assessment test. So if you do not have a GMAT or a GRE, so maybe Bayu, what he was referring to was that in some business schools they insist on a GMAT. In our case, we basically look at an internal assessment test because we can easily make out whether you have the basic like it's more psychometric in nature if you have the basic skills to go through the program. The real what do you call assessment for us comes in interviews. Now, many business schools have sometimes like 5,000 applications or something, and they don't really do interviews. They kind of decide only with a GMAT score whether you can do it or you can't do it. But here at SPGen, we make it really personalized. It's extremely customized, whereby where you are doing an interview with the faculty, they'll even tell you that maybe you should just change your specialization, but you'd be good in this. So we make it extremely personal and sort of kind of suited to you. And the interviews are a very, very important part of our assessment process.
Yes.
That's where we decide whether you'd be able to fit into the class or not. Of course, it's getting more and more competitive each year, but we will. I mean, I think there is a very high level of personalization to the
Maybe
admission
I just
process.
want to add something about that, about
Sure,
the personalization. So
sure.
I first, when I joined SPGN, is I choose specialization global finance.
Ah,
But yeah, the faculty and the counselor also said that I think you are better in the marketing. So
mm.
indeed, I did well in the marketing.
And here you're a business development senior manager.
Yes, it's also how to market, how to expand the market, right?
Yes, yes. Actually, yeah, that's, I have to say, our faculty at the time of the interview really goes through your CV, really goes through your understanding of a case study, and then tries to personalize it for you. So I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that. That is the information I have, and it's good to have the validation that you actually went through it. At the Master of Global Business level, we do also allow the students to change their specialization within the first month of joining, in case, but in consultation with the area head. So we do offer trying kind of flexibilities. As much as we ask you to choose your specialization before the start of the program, we do offer flexibilities because by the end of it, we want the program to really land you in a position that you wanted to be in. So that to us is key. So I know while we don't have other questions coming in, maybe I can ask some more if you all are not tired. What was your, so what was your classroom experience like? What was it to study with peers from different parts of the world, coming from different backgrounds, just different personalities?
So I will say first.
Yes, please.
Okay. I would say about the classroom, it's very interactive for me. The classroom design in such a way it's not very spacious, comfortable, but very big that you sit far away and then you cannot see the faculty of the displayed in projector. There's two projectors, two sides also, on one blackboard, one whiteboard. I'm very impressed with Blackboard. We also have virtual Blackboard, which is a website that
Okay.
we can upload all the assignments. We can all the faculty can give us the assignment, the material reading in the Blackboard. That is very interesting and convenient for us also. So for classroom, I say it's very well equipped. We also when we moved to Singapore, we also have the tablets, which is help us to interact more with the faculty, and we can raise the questions during studying, or even we can do the Socrative, which is very famous test, Socrative test in SPJ. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In terms of my peers, my friends who are working, studying with me in SPJ, I feel they're very various background. They come from different backgrounds. Like some of my friends, like they are engineering. They also own business already, or they have a like 5 year or 6 year experience like Bayu, or even they come from different countries like Korea or Russia. So it's very good for me to get to know more about their culture also, and their opinions, their perspectives from different people from different backgrounds. That make me very interested in that. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I know it's cross cultural, cross functional, and that's where the diversity What was your experience, Bruce?
For me, your classroom experience is really what you make it. Um, because normally they will give you loads of reading materials that you have to read in advance, and then you're gonna have a really good discussion in the classroom.
Right.
But if you didn't do your homework, you won't really be able to contribute much. But they send a lot of reminders that you really need to do this, and if you don't, it's gonna be your loss. And that's one of the things that I really like. And we have very good faculties who are very credible in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They really stimulate your mind to think critically.
Mm.
What I like about it is our our professors are not just educators. Some of them were really business professionals
Right.
who decided to teach afterwards. So they're just not teaching theories, but they're also speaking from experience,
Mm.
and that's
True.
what I really like. Not just the theoretical side of it, but some having someone who have first-hand experience. And aside from that, the different backgrounds of the students as well, offering different perspectives. I've heard things that I didn't even think of coming from a different background. So, yeah, so sharing of different ideas, different perspectives in the classroom discussion, that's what I really like, and that's what I actually miss from this MBA program.
That's
That's it.
that's a great insight and very well said, Bruce. Thank you. Vayu, you obviously did the global MBA program, which has a different level of class discussion, if I may say so, because the average years of work experience for a global MBA student is upwards of 6 years, some even going up to 10 at times. What was your classroom experience like? Was there a lot of fixed ideas, or really you got to really see the flexibility in the approach?
Okay, so this is what I found quite different from learning in Indonesia. So learning in Indonesia, it's like one way learning. So what the lecturer say, you just take it. But
Hmm.
here in SPJ, there's a lot of discussion. Even I was shocked. Like people always asking every time they feel has different opinion about something about about the issue that we discuss in the class. And I found that it's very interesting because it's not just focusing on the issue itself, but what's surrounding the issues. We need
Right.
to see, we have to see in of the issue. It's from the helicopter view. That's what I get
Mm.
from the MBA program. Plus, it's true that what Bruce said about the faculty. The faculties are good, and even some of faculties are act like as a mentor, especially
Yes.
when we do the projects.
Yeah.
They are not directly helping us. It's
Uh-huh.
I think it's not good if the faculty just help you.
Oh,
They
yes.
they they, they just make uh, ask about ask to ourselves what to do, what option to do, and then the faculty will act as a mentor.
Hmm.
They will give like some plus minus, some pros and cons about the options, and then everything it's up to us, because in the real life also everything it's up to us, right? So
Yes.
they act as mentor. That's the
That's
good thing that
great.
I.
That's great. So where did each of you do your? I mean, you obviously went back to Max Power, but Mai and Bruce, where did you do your internships?
So for me, I was an intern at Luxottica also. So I was
Okay.
yeah. So in Singapore, I got a chance to get an internship through college support me. So I get an internship at Luxottica, and after that, I was convert from internship to the employment in Luxottica. So
Fantastic.
I'm yeah. So it's very great support from the corporate relationship team. So I always sometimes still now I still have a relationship or sometimes communicating with people in corporate relationship team in Singapore. They are very
Oh, I'm so
supportive
glad
all
to
the time.
hear that, because obviously your success is our success.
Yeah.
Sounds cliched, but really it is so true.
Yeah.
Bruce, what about you? Given your fantastic background and a variety, I really want to know where you did your internship.
Yeah, actually, I have a similar experience to Mai. I
Okay.
got my my internship through the placement committee with their from SPJ because they have a very good and wide network here in Dubai. And the role that was given for the internship was a little bit of marketing and just a little bit of I'll be working under the HR team because they're doing an initiative
Mm-hmm.
like related to change management and stuff.
Ah,
And then when I did the interview, the HR manager liked me,
mm-hmm.
maybe because of a different background that I have, and he said he wanted me in his team. So that's how I actually ended up in the HR, having that connection with the HR manager and having a unique background, I guess, compared.
Refreshing background, I'd say.
Yeah, because I guess we got along real well during the interview, and so
That's
that
great.
so he I did the internship, the required internship, and then after that I was absorbed. Now I'm part of his team, and yeah, I'm enjoying it really well.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And I know our alumni do have a strong network. And I was wondering, I mean, so before we go into our rapid fire question, I was wondering very briefly, Mai, if you could touch upon that as to the alumni network, which do you have it in Singapore or is it it's all over the world?
I would say it's all over the world because we have a very strong alumni network for Vietnamese students in SPJ. We bonded very well. We have sometimes if I have any problem to move to, for example, from Dubai to Sydney, I don't know what should I don't have any house to live actually at that time. So I asked my friends, one of my senior in that in previous batch, and she supported me a lot. She introduced me where should I live, where should I explore, what should I bring, prepare for when before I on board. So it's very supportive for me, and I very appreciate when I have very good friends and good networks like that. It's like when you are outside of of your country, it's not only your family. Also, you should have
So
friends.
true. So
Yes,
true.
friends support with you, the person who guide you, who guide you, that give you the right direction what you have to do. And now I'm still support many people who like I mean the
Coming into
newcomer,
Singapore.
yeah, new in
Yeah.
Singapore. So I'm willing to do it. If they ask me any question, I'm happy to share everything that I can. So
That's very kind of you. Yeah, thank you. No, actually, it does help a lot. Our country managers generally before everybody leaves the country do try to have an alumni conversation with the students who are going to be starting the new intake, just to give them an inside view. Sometimes you even get very interesting feedback like, this snack is not available over here. Please bring this snacks because you'll
yes,
definitely feel peckish at night. So carry
yes,
it with
correct.
you. Or just some very interesting things. It could be even like, okay, maybe this brand of coffee is not available over here, and I know
Yeah.
all of us from all three places, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, all of us are hooked on to coffee. So it could be little very, very interesting insights. I
Yeah.
think with that we should start our rapid fire question. I'm having so much fun talking to you. I could talk but I do realize that we've got to keep it within a certain time. So I'd request my colleague Radhika to start our interesting surprise questions, short questions. I think she's just starting it. Yeah. Okay, I think she's just setting that up. So that'll be it. It always takes time. The good thing is that these days we are all in different parts of the world and yet we can connect, right? So,
Yes.
uh, in fact, I've been having so many more, as I call, face-to-face virtual sessions with students or with my team. I meet my team every morning, and we get to hear some really, really good insights. about the students, what we're going through. So here, this round is going to be more into your insights. So how it works is that we're going to be asking one question. There's going to be a ticker of, I think, 10 seconds or so, which Radhika has set for us. Anybody can pick up the question first. We could have and answer it in short, brief points, maybe like maximum 2 or 3 words. And whoever answers the most question wins the Super Alumni Award. Okay, so get candid with SP Jen. Okay, so quickly, say hello in a foreign language means a language not native to you.
Hola.
Namaste. Namaste.
Lovely.
Sawadika.
Swadika. And Bruce, anything coming from you?
Oh, I said it first. I said hola. That's Spanish.
Ah, okay, Spanish. Wonderful, wonderful. Well done. One key takeaway from each of the 3 cities, one from Singapore, one Sydney, one Dubai.
Road trip, cultural, regional hub.
Yeah. He got that one.
You can do it. You can repeat. Okay. Anyways, our timer's up. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Thank a friend who supported you throughout your term at SPJ. Could be any of the campuses.
Think a friend, like someone from
Country
Any
manager.
I can mention
Friend.
name.
Yeah. Could be country manager. Could be.
Yeah, I have a classmate who I got really close with from Ecuador. She helped me throughout the.
Yeah.
Throughout
But say
my
her
time.
name. Say her name.
Aileen Alvarado.
Okay. Lovely.
Sorry, I want to add more. Is Karan from corporate relationship in
Okay. Great. Our
Singapore
timer
campus.
is up.
Yeah.
Bayu, you got a name in mind?
Yes, actually, Hagit, it's a counselor. Because
Victor.
because I was quite in I have a dark moment, but with counselor, it helps me to go through the program.
Oh, yes. He was a dear friend. He still is a dear friend to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's nice. One person from SP Gen who made the most impact in your life. Sorry, it's closer to the one person, but yeah, one more.
Mine would be the same person, Aileen Alvarado, because we kept in touch. We actually had a
Same
Thanksgiving
person.
the other day.
Karan also.
Okay, so double credits to each one of them, I guess. Where is SP Gen Dubai, Singapore, and Sydney campus located? So let's start. So we first say Dubai, where is located, then Singapore, then Sydney.
International
City,
Academic,
Olympic
Olympic
City
Park,
Olympic Park in Sydney.
Alexandra Road. Alexandra Road.
Hyderabad
Alexandra
Road.
Road.
Yes, Alexandra Road, Hyderabad Road. Almost there. It's right there. And in the background, anyways, it's the Singapore campus that you
Yes.
can see.
Yes.
So we move on to our next one. The first thought that came up in your mind when you attended the first class at SP Gen.
Attendance. Check attendance.
That's correct. Yeah.
Bruce, Bayu?
Yeah,
Attendance also. It's the picture of it's GMB.
I was similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Share a quote from your favorite business leader, and this could be anybody. It doesn't have to be SP Gen.
Stay English.
you don't-
Say that
Stay
again.
hungry. Sorry, I forgot. Out of my mind now.
If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. Simon Sinek.
Bayu?
By fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail.
Oh, nice one. Nice one. Okay. We go to the next one. One tip for a student, just one. One tip for a student who is getting ready to enter corporate world. That means starting a corporate career.
Get to know about the different cultures.
Get a
Open
good
your
mentor.
mind.
Uh-huh.
Find
And
a
what
good
did you say?
Open your mind.
Okay. Bruce, open your mind is what Bayu said. What did Bruce say?
Find a good mentor.
Find a good mentor. Good ones, all of you. I think I'm trying to keep a tab of who's answering the most. Or all three of you seem to be doing fantastically. Your favorite global learning activity and why? Why in one word only?
Canberra trip in Australia because it's the
Why?
first time. First time I've been there.
Ferrari World, Adrenaline Rush.
Oh, you must have broken many hearts there. Okay, Bayu.
It's the wine tour in Hunter Valley, Sydney.
Ooh,
Oh,
super. And why? Because it got you
Because
it got you on a high.
yes.
Okay. Okay. An MBA concept you learned at SPJ, just one, max two.
business leaders. Business leaders.
Difficult question.
Mai is taking it away from you guys. Okay, next one. A tip for students ready to start their MBA journey at SPJ. One tip.
I would say just go ahead. Don't hesitate.
Develop personal discipline, I would say.
Bayu?
Be your best effort.
Okay. Okay. You can read this question before the timer begins. A professor whose lecture you would have never missed. Obviously, attendance was so important, you probably never missed it, but who you would have never missed.
My mentor, GAP mentor, Rajiv GAP. Yeah.
Professor Moradian.
Very
And yet
famous.
also.
Very
Bowman, I
famous.
know. Prof. Bowman is like a superstar for all of us.
Yeah.
Share a lesson you learned that helped you become a global citizen. You want to think about it for a second? Though it's rapid fire, but still giving you a second. Share a lesson you learned that helped you become a global citizen.
Mine would be embracing and celebrating diversity.
I would say just be yourself, but also respect the cultures, other cultures.
Mm-hmm.
Mine will be the same
Discipline,
as
respect, and by yours? Okay. Okay, a must try cuisine at each of the SPJN cities. That means one cuisine in Singapore, one Sydney, one Dubai.
In Dubai, it's Arabic food. I can't remember, but no.
Singapore,
Singapore, Malay.
Sydney.
Cheer. No.
I tell you, food is the most important thing, and I'm sure you've got too many running in your mind to narrow down
Yeah.
on one.
Yeah, a lot of food there. That's why.
All
a
three
must try
cities.
kangaroo, of course.
Sorry?
Kangaroo.
Oh, kangaroo,
Yeah.
yes. Your go-to spot post lectures in each of the three cities.
The beaches in Sydney, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Agree. Beach.
Uh-huh.
Beach.
Um,
Yes, all beach.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Bayu from Ferrari World to beach, but we only went to Sydney. Singapore and Dubai got lost out here.
I was in Dubai. I was here during the summer, so there's really not much you can do during the summer in Dubai.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A hostel memory you want to relive again. Could have been a midnight feast you had, or could have been a coffee morning, whatever. Go.
Singapore.
But what's the memory?
Live nights. Live at nights. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
SBR?
Okay.
No.
I wouldn't want to relieve that.
But I like SBR, but that's not hostel. That's still work, right? Your favorite teaching methodology at SPJ?
Error.
Simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Not my
Simulation.
favorite, but I would say I like the simulations as well. I like the classroom discussion better, but the
Bayu,
simulation.
SBR?
Simulation make a unit, make SPJ unique. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes. Now, this is a big secret you all are going to be sharing, which is to become a secret to become a dean lister.
Studying hard. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Don't party too much.
I did, but still.
And why not?
Yeah.
When you party hard, you party hard. When you work hard, you work hard. Yes.
Yeah.
I think Bayu's having some internet issues, so we'll give him a little leeway on that. But we'll go on with our questions. Share one not to do's in each SPJ city. What to not do in Sydney, what to not do in Singapore, and what to not do in Dubai.
In Dubai, don't go for a run during the summer. I did that and I was dying. Yeah.
In Sydney, don't miss the firework in
Uh-huh.
in the New Year. Welcome New Year.
No, this is a not to do. Do not do it.
Do not miss it.
Do not do it.
Okay.
I may say in Singapore, don't break the rules. So
Yes,
for sure.
don't smoke,
Yes,
You'll be
or drink in the street.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I think this is one of the last ones. Now, this is something you have to enact out. The face expression you made when you finally graduated from SPJ. Bruce, you didn't make that face, did you?
just smiling.
Yeah, Mai is smiling. So, that's a thumbs up. That's good.
Finally.
Okay. Fantastic. That was really interesting. So I guess our key takeaways are that there are some things which you actually should not do and you should do in the three cities. Food didn't come naturally to you, but I'm sure you'll have a lot to share on that. On a more serious level, be serious, be respectful, be disciplined, enjoy the other cultures. So that was really good. I have an answer here. So I think you beat the guys, and you are our winner as a super alumni for
Thank
today.
Thank you.
Guys, you got to catch up with the girls.
Yeah.
They gave
No,
me
we are
the
in-
chance, actually. They gave
We
me
are
a
in
chance.
equal numbers today. I'm sure we will all gracefully give it to Mai. So, and with that, I think we are. Radhika, I wonder if we have any questions coming in from the audience. We've got a few more minutes, and perhaps we can, I think, share a little note on maybe what was your best? Where did you do? I mean, so one of you could talk about your industry project. One of you could tell us about your global learning activity in more detail, and possibly, let us give us a more sort of an insight on that front. Mai, you want to start?
Yeah, I just want to say that I want SPJ still carry out this business model, not only in about the tri-city model, but also in the when they are teaching the methods, they not only go deeply inside the industry about the knowledge academic, but also about build us to become a well-rounded entrepreneur. They develop us not only about we have to get involved in a lot of activities, global learning, or public speaking, debates, negotiation skills. That is really interesting for me. That I never joined before. I never know before in the other school have or not. But that make me very um, I mean, interesting with the course and want SPJ to continue carry this good thing to bring the bad thing to the next batch.
Mhm. Yeah. Any what you said your favorite global learning activity was Ferrari World. Bruce, can you give a little bit more insight into what did you do at the Ferrari World? How is it? How long is the drive before you get there?
Um, from the hostel is about an hour or more because it's in the
Mm-hmm.
other Emirates. It's in Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
So
what did
I
you
really
do over there?
well basically we just had fun and that's I like that because they balance study with fun just like what they're gonna do in the corporate world you have to balance work and life. So for
Yes.
me, that's the way how I'm having a balance because we were just there and we didn't have to think about SBRs or homework and stuff.
Yes.
Just there to be with your friends, have fun, and enjoy the rides. And I really like it because they have the fastest roller coaster in the world, one of the rides there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So in Dubai, they always want to have the fastest, the biggest, the best. So that's why
Right.
I really enjoyed that experience, and it's a good time to be with friends, to enjoy the time with your friends, your colleagues in the campus. So that's why I really like that experience.
Yeah, I have to say, in the growing corporate world, everybody takes out time to bond together. It's just more fun to bond together than over Excel sheets or maybe whatever pivot tables and things. It's nice to be able to see, in a lighter setting. We have a message to say that I'm a scholarship student of MGP program scheduled to go in January. In February, Noel, it starts. Regarding the whole COVID problem worldwide, are you making any changes? The changes and to campus life and social activities. So we have put into place some safety protocols which are a requirement for example, in the hostel, there is decreased number of occupancy in each room. There are basically sensor motivated sanitizers. There is social distancing being followed. Having said that, the activities are going on, the learning experience is going on, and from feedback we get from our current students, it is all being handled in a fun way. They are enjoying themselves a lot. So I would say that get ready to start your journey. And if there are any questions which you have, either our alumni can share their insights. We'd be very happy to give you more information. Just want to know what is the average package you get if you do MGB and how's the placement? Okay, so average package is all written down in our placement report. The placement report which we have, the last one is 2018 to 2019. We do the COVID placement report may not be truly representative. Having said that, we are continuing to find really good jobs for our students. The average package for an MGB student can be upwards of 40 to 50,000 US a year. And these are just averages. So obviously there are some which are higher, there are some, but what you should be looking at more is the in which country, I mean, it's basically in PPP terms, in the purchasing power parity terms, as to how much that package means for a different country would be a much more appropriate way to look at it. Please feel free to get in touch with me. I'll be happy to elaborate on that, Noel. Bayu, yes, going back to your global learning experience, I have to hear yours too. So, what was your favorite? You said wine, the wine in Australia.
Yes.
So
So
can you share a little more insight into that? How many wines
okay.
did you try, and has that really related to your love for wines even now, or was it a one-off?
So I love wines, especially red wine, and Australian has a culture of mixing wine. So if you can only find in Australia and New Zealand. You if you go to other countries, you only like found only like Merlot or Cabernet Sauvignon or Shiraz. But
Uh-huh.
in Australia and New Zealand, you can find mixed both like Merlot Cabernet or
Mm.
Shiraz Cabernet, which is
Mm-hmm.
having the best taste of each type of wine into one single wine. That's my
So
favorite.
in very briefly, what's your favorite?
My favorite is Shiraz Cabernet.
Ah, you like full-bodied wines, huh?
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I've been given a heads up in the chat group that our time is up. As I said before, I'd love for this conversation to carry on, and hopefully we can meet each other and relate to each other in different settings again. Thank you so much, all of you, each one of you, for your time, and also for sharing your experiences with us. We meet soon, and again, I can't thank you enough. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Stay safe. Bye, guys.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye
Stay
bye.
safe,
Enjoy the rest of the
everyone,
day.
of course. Yeah. Bye bye.